What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are trying something new. We are ranking the greatest album covers of all time. I'm Elliot. This is Lotto, Tony, CP.
What's happening?
If you are unfamiliar with what a snake draft is, you can pause your screen here and check it out. So we're doing a snake draft. CP gets first pick, and then we will go down the line.
I bet I got the first pick. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 Cent. I'm gonna go ahead and pick that number one because, you know what I'm saying, I know we all was thinking it, and really self-explanatory, man. That's just one of the greatest albums, you know what I'm saying? I think it started a lot of other people that make music or grew up listening to them and shit like that, and influenced a lot of like covers going forward and today, like, you know what I'm saying? It made, gave people like a blueprint for what was cool to him back then, because he was cool as hell to me. I wanted to be just like 50, so
The coolest.
I think that cover reminds me of that time for sure, and just that the bullet holes and everything, like it just hit
The
different.
broken glass, like that's one of the most iconic album covers of all of our lifetimes, I'd say.
For sure.
50 Cent, like you said, CP, was one of the coolest people in the world when we were growing up. Like, between the video game, between his acting career, and how hot he was in music, like, I feel like people forget. Just
And
how
he was on top of his business, had the vitamin water,
the
all
vitamin
that.
water.
Like
G-Unit tanks.
G-Unit clothes. I was buying G-Unit clothes. I ain't gonna lie.
You guys ever play the video
Fits.
game? The G-Unit video
the
game?
G-Unit
Oh, bro,
video
I
game
had
was
to-
hard for sure.
I was shooting people with Tony Yayo. That shit was crazy.
That shit was so raw. Young Buck and them.
Oh, man. What a time. Can you imagine that nowadays? The opium video game?
It'll be crazy. Ain't gonna lie.
All right, Tone,
Let's get that bar.
second pick. Where you going?
Definitely Get Rich or Die Trying. First hip hop album I ever bought with my own money. So definitely iconic. I'm gonna run it back. Acid Rap, Chance the Rapper. I think we were all in Chicago at that point in time, 2013, same year Lyrical was founded. Warm colors when we talk about, association to a certain sound.
Yeah.
I think you can't go wrong with Acid Rap, man.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That's a great pick all around. And a lot of albums have that same kind of Pantone with it, like the Childish Gambino cover, the No Name cover,
Man on
Facts.
the Moon.
Man on the Moon, Kid Cudi.
Even now that I'm thinking about it too, even the motion music shit was like inspired by like Chance looking down and shit. How I'm looking down at my shit on mine, that red cover. So I'm like, damn, I didn't even think about it, to be honest.
Chance had a trilogy of great covers too. The 10-Day cover's great, Coloring Book cover's great. But Acid Rap, I think, stands out.
Yeah, everything with the rollout with Acid Rap too, like the lighters, everything at that time was fire. You know what I mean?
Bro, the Acid Rap lighters, one of the coolest merch products, in my opinion, at the time. What was I about to say? Oh,
And I think that Acid Rap in general, that album, I think it was really a connecting piece between all us in here. I think a lot of this shit wouldn't be a thing. Like, I don't even know if we'll be sitting right here without Acid Rap and it bringing us together type shit.
That's real.
another thing I liked about that project is that cover came from a photo of Chance just, I'm assuming, on acid at a show, taking a photo with a fan, and they just cropped out his face. Obviously, they, edited it and made it look all.
Yeah, they played into the colors a little bit too, like the shirt too. But even like going back into the colors too, like there's hella albums like that, like the Juice WRLD when you think about it too. So just in general, that nostalgic feel that it gives too. I agree, that's a good choice for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a easy first round pick. So solid pick there. 2 solid picks in a row. All right, Devo, where are you going? Pick 3.
Gotta come hard. I'm going flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, DMX.
Man,
Stole my shit.
Man, I had to. You already know. Come on, man. It's just, it's nostalgic for the reason too. I had that actual vinyl in the crib too. The actual like disc and the vinyl too is fire. But on top of that too, even like, projects I produced on, Lucky reflipped it for Freewave 3.
Yep.
It's just, that's an important one, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's raw to the feeling of what it actually is. Like, it's hella important tracks on there. And then his back-to-back album with that too, just played a big role in, me kind of coming up producing too. So definitely that one for sure.
It was tough. And even like, I don't know if like Belly wasn't like, even the cover, like the movie Belly, how it's inspired by like, I don't know how to explain that faint color, like the way he used it. You know what I'm saying? How it's damn near a painting on that real image type shit.
Hype Williams, he's using like hella blues and reds. So, I mean, even playing into that too, that's probably what he was kind of inspired by too. Like, Belly got a lot of blues and reds. Hype Williams, the way he filmed everything too at that time, the videos and everything too.
They all got a feel to them.
Like strong, vibrant colors.
For sure.
I've
never watched that movie.
Belly?
Is it,
Oh yeah, you got to see that. For
I feel
sure.
like I've seen.
I've never
bits
seen
and
Belly
pieces.
2.
That's one of them.
There's a Belly 2 with the game. I ain't never seen.
I
before.
just watched. What's that one with Tupac? I watched it like 2 years ago.
Juice.
I just watched that recently.
I just
That's one of them ones I might know every single word to. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Belly 2 on Tubi. I just watched. You got to tap in on Tubi,
You were watching Tubi in the car.
bro.
Yo, Tubi is slept on. Tubi shout out real quick. I'm not gonna lie. Tubi came up crazy in the last couple of years. They programming.
Bro, let's give a shout out to the people making the independent films and all the shit that they might not sell the shit in the store, but you know what I'm saying? It's good stories on there. You can find you a good story.
You're not finding any of them Detroit movies anywhere but Tubi, but decent watches every time.
Pick 4. Man, y'all took 3 ones off my list off the get. I think pick 4. I'm gonna go with Ludacris's Chicken and Beer cover. Something about that cover. Obviously, it's Ludacris. He's got the girl's leg, the salt, the blue Pantone in the background with the banner, and just the blue and the yellow really complement each other. I've always loved that cover, and I feel like Ludacris, just in general, as an artist growing up, had so many cool, visually pleasing, whether it was music videos or covers or just himself in general. I felt like he was always on point with that sort of optical stuff. So yeah, Chicken and Beer, Ludacris. I will take it number 4.
It plays into kind of like you're saying, it's video aesthetics too. I was like larger than life almost. How they have bigger hands in the video too to kind of make it look like it's almost like a video game or some shit.
For sure.
Yeah, did you guys see that the Genius Kanye documentary?
Yeah, for sure.
That point where Ludacris and him are in the studio. I loved watching that. It obviously we weren't old enough to remember that time, but it gave me a reminder of how cool Ludacris was. Just watching him interact with Kanye before he was Kanye.
For sure, yeah.
Pick 5. I'm just gonna go with the iconic cover. I'm gonna go Nirvana, Nevermind. Something about that cover, just with the baby, the dollar on the fishing hook in the pool. It stands out where no matter where you are, if you see it, you know exactly what it is. I'm not even a huge rock fan in general, but I understand the importance and the impact of that cover. And like we were talking about Lucky Flips earlier.
Yeah, it's a bunch of...
Lucky flipped it, and, Lucky has good taste in flipping album covers. So
Yeah, all the renditions of the Nirvana covers always been tough, too. Like, The Baby, I feel like it just became iconic even when playing into other albums, too. Beyond, rock, rap in general, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I took Ludacris and Nirvana. I feel good about my picks. Devo, where you going pick 6?
Just bouncing off that too, I'm gonna go in the same aesthetic like we were saying, the Baby vibe. I'm gonna go with Illmatic by Nas. The same vibe, you know what I mean? I feel like around that time, even with the Biggie albums and everything too, just the Baby on top of it, or not even the Baby, but a child picture of yourself. You know what I'm saying? That makes it a more of a nostalgic feel, which you came from too, layered on top of the project that he's from, Queensbridge too. I feel like that it spoke to what it was. Based on what the production and everything, it made you really feel like you were in Queens or something when Nas was actually recording it too. So I'm gonna go with Illmatic for mine for sure.
Oh, that's a big one. I ain't gonna lie. I think that we couldn't even get out the top 10 without throwing that in there for sure. So
yeah, personal too. Just first album I really consumed, had an actual mixtape of CD. Opening the covers of it too, the whole rollout of it. It's just something I actually can identify with too on a nostalgic tip too.
Isn't that the craziest concept nowadays? When we were kids, if you wanted to listen to a new album, your OG or someone had to take you to Walmart or like a store, and you had to spend $5 or $10, whatever it was, to get that album. And I remember there being times as a kid where I wanted to buy a project, and maybe my mom told me no, or no, not right now. And I'd have to spin back 6 weeks later and finally get it and finally listen to it. What a weird concept.
When was the first time you used LimeWire?
First time I used LimeWire, I don't remember exactly what I was listening to, but probably 2006 or 7. Right? It was a lot of Soulja Boy at that time.
Was Kaza or was it Kazaa or whatever? Was that before LimeWire?
I think a lot of people don't even know what LimeWire, people that's gonna be watching this shit, you might have to explain that shit to them too.
And they don't even know about Napster, because that's the first one that I ever used.
I never used Napster, honestly.
Bro, it came from my parents not,
Hey, bro, it's the same thing as what a Spotify is though nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's a streaming platform that you can download music onto and put a playlist.
Except you weren't paying your computer.
Yeah. And you might
computer
go to
might
jail
get
about
some
that
viruses like a motherfucker.
I think the difference though is, do you think, that was probably mid 2000s. Do you think in 20 years kids are gonna be what is Spotify? I feel like that's gonna have the longevity, and obviously as technology is
Well,
growing,
I mean, and naturally
feel
because
that.
of like other dynamics, LimeWire was just backdooring artists and labels, so obviously they did everything they could to shut it down. And on the streaming
Yeah,
side,
because you had to go buy the CD. So it's
Exactly.
like with LimeWire, you didn't have to actually purchase on Apple.
yeah,
You know what I'm
pay for
saying? On
shit.
Spotify or anything, you just download it and you got it. So,
Right.
but not in the same sense though. Like listening ways, like it's going to change at some point too. But honestly, the way of the system of Spotify and you actually being able to monetize and pay an artist, I feel like that's going to be pretty locked in for a while until they figure out different ways of listening and consuming
Yeah, I
the
was
music.
gonna say they probably changed the name of it of something, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. As far as like what it does, the service, I think it's gonna stay. You know what I'm saying. I think like same as I mean, we seen some shit go like Spinrilla and stuff like that, but at my mixtape, somebody might not know what that is going forward. Even what Audio Mac and what else do people like? You know what I'm saying?
SoundCloud.
Audio Mac is a whole
Bandcamp.
platform. People don't even that people be uploading whole tapes on there, like a whole different group of music consumers. You know what I'm saying? People that still use this. So I don't know, stuff be changing. You just never know. But
you remember on LimeWire back in the day, you would say you were searching a Kanye song, and you would download it, and it would be
Bill Clinton?
somebody different, like a whole other song that someone uploaded themselves to try to put themselves on.
should be
Not
crazy.
gonna lie, shout out to Soulja Boy because that whole era I couldn't escape. Like
That's what it
downloading
was,
Other
yeah.
songs, Soulja Boy just knew how to kind of hack that little viral marketing technique before
Yeah.
anybody knew, and then it's kind of like, I don't want to say fake it till you make it, but that's kind of what he did. And then people caught on and are like, oh, that's the guy that I had on my computer for a year now.
He was
but I
just low
trying to-
key a genius. Like
Yeah.
you know
He
what I'm
really
saying?
was,
You just
bro.
gotta give
Facts.
Soulja Boy his credit, bro. Like he
Hey,
was first.
Be honest, all you guys be honest. Did y'all own the white glasses that had your name written on them?
Yup.
No.
No, I wanted them though.
I
I
wanted
wanted
them.
them for sure.
I ain't gonna
And
lie.
the Kanye joints, the
The
aviators
Kanye
with
ones,
the
see-through.
Oh,
with the see-through
The
with the
homecoming?
blinds on them.
Yeah.
That was a must. I ain't
They
gonna lie.
were
with the
selling
little
those
neck.
in every mall in
Did I
Illinois.
have me a big ass sweater that zipped all the way up? Yeah, though. I did have one of them though.
Big ass pink polo.
What music video was that? The Wouldn't Get Far video where Kanye jumps out the trailer and he zips
Oh,
his shit
yeah.
down?
Yup.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Classic.
All right, Tone, you're up.
I'm gonna stay in New York, just like Lotto did on his last one. First Jay-Z Blueprint cover, that little blue tint that he's got, classic, smoking a cigar, just takes me back to a different time of music. And I know I told you guys before, but when I go get my haircuts, on Saturdays after I get in the car, roll the windows down, play some hits off the first Jay-Z Blueprint, it just means a lot to me.
That's why Rome be in there playing all that Jay-Z and shit. I'm like, who put you on Jay-Z? This nigga young as hell playing Jay-Z and shit.
But nah, that's it's a classic one, and it's it just takes me back to a certain time, and also I just love the font of his name on that cover too. I think it's super cool.
That's so tough too. It's clean.
Yeah. One thing that always made that cover stand out to me was the little video montage that they created of him walking through and making all the different album covers in like a one take.
Yeah, that for sure made me appreciate it more too. Just seeing the actual, even going into his other albums too, like the setup of can't remember which one it was, where it's like all the white different instruments like painted white, and then they all compiled them into one room. Yeah, the third Blueprint. Like I didn't even realize that was an actual set in a room. I thought that was just like, we got Photoshop and everything now, so it's a little simple to do something like that. But even back then, seeing the video, I didn't realize they had to actually place all the things in a room to shoot the photo for it.
It's classic. Jay-Z's got a lot of good ones throughout the years. I know we had an off-camera conversation about like Kanye always having something memorable. Jay-Z, Drake, like all these artists are really good at it. And I think Jay-Z was one of the first ones to really do some captivating covers.
And a great album too.
Oh, yeah.
Arguably my favorite album all time.
Love the first Blueprint.
CP, you're up.
Damn. That's 5. That's 5 picks already? Or what? Is that how many picks is that?
You're at pick number 8 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, it was gonna be the same no matter what number it was. I'm gonna have to go back to Sosa, man. Finally Rich. Like I would even say it this higher in the list, but this is one of my personal favorite covers of all time, and it's a lot of reasons for it. It's just because it's just Sosa. You know what I'm saying? It's just a Sosa with a black background, smoking, and like the words "finally rich." Just the feeling that you get from that album, like everybody can really bring themselves back to a time where they damn near heard the album for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Or just how I felt when it came out. I feel like music was changing when that came out, and I don't know. That was an easy pick for me. Like I look at it the same way. Like somebody might say the Carter or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it just had the same feeling for me personally, especially me growing up in Chicago and being here for Sosa blowing up.
Yeah, I think speaking to that time period, like early what year did that drop? 2012. Bro, like 2012, 2013, 2014, being in the city, like the talent that was coming out, the projects that were coming out, just like looking back a decade later, what a special era that was.
For real.
Yeah, even songs like Sitgo on the album, you know what I'm saying?
Sitgo, like the specific, that's
like,
the song that comes to my mind as soon as
like it was like a level up in Chicago, like real cover, real songs on here, like different shit. Like I feel like Chopper's on some Mike Dean level at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like,
literally, like
feel me?
Jimmy Iovine cut the check for that album.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Like
Since
Sosa
I
was
signed
early
Jimmy
with it too, so
Iovine,
that's a good pick for sure.
Bro, that album started a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of artists wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for, people just seeing this man break the barriers of like what, Chicago rap is supposed to be like, or just what, rap is in general. I think that for a long time, like we appreciate people like Kanye and the people that came before, and they set the standard for what it was supposed to be. But like Sosa was the youngest in it and showed you like, okay, you could do it differently. Like all you gotta do is be yourself, and he did it being himself. So I think it just opened a lot of doors for people that was like just inspired by music or wanted to make music, or for generations to come. We the same age, just about, me and Sosa probably. But at the same time, I feel like even me making music came from, inspired from what I seen and from a creative standpoint from Sosa and what he did in Chicago.
Right, he was 17 years old when that came out. I'm looking at the track list. Reese, 50 Cent, Wiz, French Montana, Jeezy, Rick Ross at the age of 17. And then on top of all the remixes that came out with Kanye that year, the Don't Like, Kanye flies him out to Paris. He leaves after a day because he doesn't like the fucking food. Like the legend just grew from there.
What was the music video? I think 50 Cent actually remixed one of his songs. And they had this big budget production music video. Everyone's on set. I want to say it was 50
Hey Being Sober.
Hey Being Sober.
Who was it? It was 50 Cent and Wiz.
And Wiz.
And Chief Keef just never came. Never showed up
That's
to the
some
video.
social shit.
What a legend.
On brand.
What a legend.
Show.
And he treated Katy
He ain't never
Perry
got
on
out of
Twitter.
character for sure. Like,
For sure.
What a legend, man. Isn't it crazy that he's just about our age? Like everything he's accomplished in his life, and he's still like a few years away from 30.
For sure.
That's the crazy thing to me too, when you hear a lot of like newer artists in general, like when they talk about their favorite albums or favorite
What they
artists
grew up
coming
on.
up. Yeah, and it's like, bro, Sosa was really like 3-4 years older than you realistically. Like he wasn't that much older, so it just shows how ahead of the time he was too when he was dropping them albums for sure.
I got one more pick.
Yep, back to back.
Oh, it's perfect. I already know my next shit. After that, I'm finna have to go with Die Lit, bro. Like, let's start there. For real. Die Lit, Playboy Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Iconic. One of the most iconic cover artists, I think, in the past generation. You know what I'm saying? In the past few years type shit. They stay memeing and putting different people jumping off that, but they just put Photoshop
put
Cole
on
jumping
there.
off that motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? That just speak for itself. You feel me? And also, I respect Playboy Cardi because in the same way, like how he just broke barriers for like making new shit creatively, I think that Playboy Cardi played a big role in a lot of the stuff that we like to hear today and a lot of the artists that we like to hear. So,
For sure, being able to mesh the genre of like rock a little bit more than with rap too, and like actually like like punk shit too. Like a lot of punk shit started in Chicago too. So like being able to mesh that with beyond just rap stuff and like bringing that crowd out that can actually turn up like that. That album actually speaks towards it too. So I'll fuck with that.
It has been really cool to see the evolution of Cardi over the years. Like I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but like when the Broke Boy music video dropped, I was like, who is this? Like, this is the coolest person in the world. Like, I really, really, really enjoyed that era of Cardi. And now, looking back, like his new shit and like that are completely different, but he still remained, at the top of music. He's headlining festivals. He's one of the biggest artists of this generation. So I like that pick, CP.
thank you.
A little pander, but I like the pick.
It's valid. Valid for
He's
sure.
gonna get some fans off that big.
Oh, yeah. The CP's list just shot up on everyone's rankings.
That's hard. I'm about to lose some fans on this next one, but I'm a huge fan of Seinfeld, so album about nothing, Wale. Don't listen to it as much as I used to, but at the time when it came out, I think it was 2014, 15 was my first real exposure to as an older person watching Seinfeld. And just seeing a rapper actually find a way to integrate sound bites from a show and all these funny scenarios that I remember from watching them on the TV show and then making, you know, a song centered around them. I always thought it was the coolest thing ever. And just having Jerry Seinfeld, who seems like the opposite of the type of person who listens to rap music or, you know, wears Jordan sneakers or whatever it is, was really dope. So for a personal reason, I really fuck with that one.
Y'all ass got a similar vibe. You and Jerry Seinfeld.
Expand on that, CP.
Yeah, you got to give me something here. Because if George was sitting here, different story. But
No, I'm just talking about like, I don't know. I think, you know, Jerry Seinfeld, I think he was a funny guy. He was a cool guy. I think motherfuckers was very relatable guy. And I feel like, you know, you a relatable person too. So I feel like, you know, you just tied it into, you know, on a personal level type shit. And I watched the show too. I grew up, I used to watch Seinfeld, but I also used to not like know that I didn't want to watch that shit and know that it was like time to go to sleep or some shit when that bitch was on too. So, you know.
Good
save.
MASH.
Good save.
When the MASH intro come on.
Oh my God, bro. That's when you knew it was time to wrap it up, hang it up.
You dead asleep middle of the night, and here comes the George Lopez theme song.
Dun, 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 dun.
Cooking, bro.
Time to sleep.
Wake you up,
cheers.
scared as hell.
Some shit.
cheers. Oh, my God.
You start looking around like everybody asleep.
Cheers. I'll force myself to go to sleep and that shit come on.
He said cheaters.
No,
Nah,
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, I'll
Cheaters
stay
was
up,
that
bro.
like
Cheaters was crazy.
yeah, that 11 a.m. like you just
skip
missed school.
school.
Yeah, exactly. You got some Maury right after that. Like,
Cortisol through the fucking roof.
Hey, getting ran up on as you're cheating is crazy by a fucking camera crew.
Bro, it's crazy.
the craziest show.
It's crazy to have to sign up and have all these people in your business so you can run up on somebody.
How much
you
were they
fuck
getting
with for
paid
real.
for this shit? That's
and
what I
too,
want to
signing
know.
up like to pay
That's what
or
I'm
be on
saying.
a show getting exposed is crazy.
Exactly.
How good are they paying me? I
Like,
know
they
it's
catching
not
people
that
in
good.
Mexican
Like,
restaurants,
you
on
want-
boats and
you,
shit.
You
like-
hired these people to prove you a goofy. That's what you did. So they come show you, yeah, this them. They been doing this. You a goofy. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. And then he got stabbed on the show.
That's probably why they had to cancel. Wait,
who
that's
got
why they
stabbed?
switched the host out for
Yeah,
a
they
second.
switched the whole because somebody had he pressed somebody. They weren't going. Like they did not like all them cameras and shit, bro. People don't like that, bro.
They stabbed him.
Stab straight shank.
Hey, TV used to be different when we were kids, bro. Like, remember the Cops TV show?
Crazy.
Why was that on air for 15, 20 years?
Really crazy. Somebody getting caught with $10 worth of weed.
People's deepest,
going
darkest
to jail for
people's
10
darkest
years. The
moments.
whole car. You like what the? You watch back now. That shit is crazy. Really watching that back on episodes
shit.
like
The,
that.
the worst moment of your life is getting aired on TV every Thursday. Reruns.
Nah, Cops is crazy because it
Crazy.
just documented how wild shit really is. Like you just watch back like, oh yeah, we fucked up during that era for sure.
They got the most racist white cop in the middle of Arkansas.
Literally. Yeah, be
Five
hey, can I
people-
talk to you, motherfucker? Take off. Now they on high speed chase.
I was scared. I was scared. Everybody excuse every episode of shit.
Why you run? I was scared.
Valid reason though. Man.
No, for
Shit.
real. Cause what you on?
For real.
All right, good pick, Tone. I like that one. I love Wale's projects around that time period. I don't know how we just got on that whole side mission, but
Got the tweaking, some more shows and
Motherfucker
shit.
tried to tell
Went
me I was
down-
like Jerry Seinfeld. Fucking fat.
oh yeah. How do we go from CP saying Tone's like Jerry Seinfeld all the way to
We
Cops?
brushed that one off real quick.
Yeah.
All right, keep pushing.
I'm just gonna have to go old head answer. I don't care honestly, but like I brought in general, like I feel like like when we're talking about classic albums too, I feel like it has to take some time. Finally, Rich and stuff like that too, where it's like, bro, it's you don't really have to talk too much about it. It doesn't need like a certain amount of time for it to come classic. But for my pick, I'm gonna just go with Mad Villain probably by MF Doom. Just in general, like just the chrome face on it. You know what I mean? The playing off the orange, like. In general, like, you know what I mean? I'm a big MF Doom fan, too, as a producer. Like, one of the first people that made me get into producing. So, like, just that, I don't know, the aesthetic of him being larger than life, he didn't have to be himself going into the album. He kind of had, like, a alias almost. It was fire. And, like, every project had a different, kind of feel for it, too. So, I feel like that one spoke true to actually, like, the production that was on it, too.
Hell
Sorry,
yeah.
that's classic.
All of his album covers were great.
For sure.
Definitely a legend. I know we talked about this off camera, but how crazy is it that he used to do live performances and send one of his homies to do it just wearing the mask? and it would just
That
get
shit's
paid
hard.
for it.
And real Doom fans appreciate that because Doom wasn't really trying to pop out like that. That was almost like a special treat for fans. Like, all right, that's fire that he was even doing some shit like that.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
And Doom, I'm sure there's going to be people that watch this episode who have to go to Google and look up who Doom is. And that's why I love what we're doing too, because it's a very tasteful, like not like forceful old head way of telling people about this, but they need to know about him and his artistry. And even if you don't listen to his music, his approach to creativity and balancing family life and wanting to, have success with music, but also not want to be famous for it is crazy, because that's something you don't often get in music and entertainment. You have a bunch of like, the owners of an NBA team are billionaires. They own this massive brand, but nobody really, they can walk into a Starbucks and nobody can bother them. And Doom was one of those people who was the most vocal about like balancing that out.
Yeah, and also too, like a lot of people don't know, like before he was MF Doom, he was in a group called KMD too, and he showed his face and all that too. I think his name, I forget, I don't know, I'm blanking off the rip, but it was like ZevX or something like that too. And he showed his face and he had a real story. He was on some more like Tribe Called Quest, like real rap shit before he was like, had the story. He had MF Doom, that's kind of like a villain almost, but it played into the story too, because like the mask is inspired by his favorite cartoon, but at the same time too, he went into like a dark state in his life because the other member of his group KMD passed away back in the day. So he wasn't rapping for a while too. So like that's like one of them stories that people don't know about, why he wore the mask and like kind of switched up the aesthetic of it too. So you know what I mean, like just him being a villain, like feeling different after you take losses, like that's something I can understand and feel for sure. Like
For sure.
Yeah, touching on that point, Tone was saying too, like Doom really mastered the mysterious branding of an artist.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even think he was maybe trying to do it intentionally. I think that he was just true to himself. But artists like Frank Ocean or like Yeet, even nowadays, that are like have that mysterious branding, like kind of started in a sense with MF Doom.
For sure.
even like people like Gorillas or something like that too. It's like which is crazy too, because Gorillas playing to what now people putting like AI people behind artists. The Gorillas is almost that too. Like they put personalities and drawings behind it, but it didn't really matter because it was good music. You know what I mean? At the end of the day too,
For
like
sure.
MF Doom. You know what I'm saying? That's what he showed too. But
They snap though, for sure. The Gorillas snap, because to this day I couldn't tell you if somebody who was part of the Gorillas walked past me right in my face, like he could slap me in my face, I wouldn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts, though.
Why would he slap you though?
he would never slap me. I wouldn't go for none of that. But I'm just saying.
now same shit like a Quasimodo too though. So for sure.
No, I'm just
Also, another point on the, Doom's homies performing in his mask and shit for him. Akon and his brother, another example of Akon would send his brother to go do shows. And he's been doing this for like 15 years now.
Y'all crazy if y'all don't recognize Akon. And you deserve to lose every dollar in your pocket if you didn't recognize Akon went on that stage.
I swear to God, I just heard this on a podcast not too long ago, like within the
Nah,
last
facts.
year.
I think I heard the same shit. It might have been Drink Champs or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
No, for sure. If he bamboozled y'all ass, y'all deserve that for real, bro. Because you should be able to.
not a boo. Y'all called a boo. Y'all thought y'all had Akon. It was a boo on stage.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. Akon admits his
We
brother.
gotta flash a picture of a boo up right here.
Bro, we
thing
need this
is-
picture up there right now. Akon admits his brother performed as double at his shows in his absence.
No, hell no. If you couldn't tell that one Akon, bro.
Hey, what was y'all's favorite Akon song?
Locked Up for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Locked Up.
Locked Up made me want to go to jail, bro. Not
no.
actually, but I was like, damn, I want to
Thought you
feel
was
this.
feeling
I
that
want to
shit,
feel
huh?
this.
Yeah.
I
That's
ain't
like
gonna lie.
it's like when you were a kid and you hear a song about heartbreak, but you got no problems as like an 8-year-old.
At all.
And you're like, damn, I want to be
I
sad.
you felt
I
it.
would have started back in. I was starring shit, like, you know what I'm saying. Like when the song hit too hard for, I made sure that bitch hit somehow,
Yeah, for
bro.
sure.
Like I'll start an argument about that bitch, but
You still do the same shit.
I'll pass that. Oh, bro, if the song good enough, I'll I'll get into it with somebody.
Not over the Locked Up.
Locked
That's
up.
crazy. I thought you were talking about like some Drake or something.
No,
Locked Up.
no, not locked up. Like I'm saying, that wouldn't send me off today.
I was
But I'm
fucking
saying,
with the Eminem verse on
yeah,
Smack
some
That.
shit like Smack That.
Yeah.
Smack That was a hit. I ain't gonna.
Smack
Bro,
That's a little crazy.
what other
He
sh-
slid on that.
I feel like
He slid on Smack That. It's a little
Akon gotta
crazy.
have some. Akon, no, he did that.
He did though.
Hey, great song, but that song out of his whole catalog is crazy.
Bro, nah. He jumped up the bitch said, oh.
Throwing Smack That on right now is insane.
No, for sure. I would advise y'all not to, but
Is it wilder than the shit he has with Snoop?
where you
The
go?
I Want to Fuck You song?
That's an Akon song. Yeah.
First of all, that damn near that's better than Smack
Yeah, they
That.
hit the radio
Oh, bro,
version
that
again.
is.
I Want to Love You. So
That's
facts.
cap.
We got the radio edit.
What's the craziest song that you used to play on the radio?
Damn.
Like my neck, my back.
It's back. There you go.
sure.
There you go. No, back that ass up is not crazy at all. It's perfect for the radio. I'm tweaking. I ain't gonna lie.
All right. Great pick, Devo. I don't really know where to go right here, but it just popped in my head, so I'm going to run with it. For my third pick, I'm going with Wiz Khalifa's Cushion OJ mixtape cover. Something about that cover to me just always stood out. It's one of my favorite mixtapes ever, one of my favorite projects ever. And yeah, just same kind of thing with Wiz. Like that era of him, I always looked up to him, admired him. I thought he was very cool, very seamless. That's kind of like the day-to-day eras when that was starting. And that cover to me is just awesome. I have a painting of it in my office. I love that cover. So for my third pick, I'm going to take Wiz Cushion Orange Juice.
Classic.
Yeah, that's fire for sure.
That's valid. It's a classic for sure.
Mixtape era. Just the day-to-days, all this stuff. I mean, I remember those videos were really some of the earliest stuff. Obviously, I was on YouTube before that, but in terms of like tuning in for something regularly when it dropped, post notifications, Wiz day-to-days.
I gotta say too, albums for sure up there, and like in you know what I'm saying, and all like a lot of categories. The art, so you know what I'm saying. As much as it connect to me, gang, I don't know if I would have put it up that high, but you know what I'm saying. It's valid though.
What do you mean?
I'm
the cover?
I'm just saying
I
like the
love
cover.
that
The
cover.
cover
I'm
itself.
not the biggest
I
fan
wouldn't,
of
you
like
know?
the cover, but same reason of like saying something else that's not maybe the best cover, but like the actual songs for it speak for the cover. You know what I'm saying?
sure,
It
for
almost
sure.
make the cover a little bit better too, just like the Kid Frankie stuff. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
Mesmerize. Even some of the stuff, you know, it just makes you think about that era a little bit. But I'll for that for sure.
No, that it is. It's hard though. That bitch is. You know what I'm saying?
I think what throws us off about it is the cover's outdated. You know what I'm saying? To
For
where it's
sure.
kind of like pixelated when you look at it nowadays.
Yeah, looking it up a little close. Is he even actually on the cover?
Yeah, no, he's on it. So it's a photoshopped. It was a movie or like a. What did he sample? He sampled.
It's
some other shit.
David Ruffin's 1980 album.
Oh, so we capping. We
Gentleman
didn't even know
Ruffin.
this.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's
This
a
is a
David
David
Ruffin
Ruffin
album.
album. I don't know how I didn't know that. That's
And then
crazy.
Wiz just put his own spin on it.
Literally just put his head on that motherfucker.
Well, this whole time I thought that was a picture. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, I did too.
Whole time I
oh,
thought
yeah,
he took
but now
it.
looking at it closer, you can realize it's like a actual Photoshop. But I mean, that's hard though. David Ruffin's hard. That's a fire reference for it.
All right, and then after Cushion OJ, I'm going to go with Blink-182, Enema of the State. Looking at my list, you probably think I listen to a lot of like alternative rock. I really don't, but I do love Blink-182. I think the cover's classic. It's the nurse putting on the glove. Just an all-time classic cover. I feel
That's Britney Spears.
It looks like Britney Spears. When I was a kid, I damn near would have thought that was Britney Spears.
It's
It's an adult actress.
Yeah.
But classic cover. I feel like Blink-182's best cover. And just from my childhood, it just stands out. I feel like that's one I always come back to.
For sure. And you've got it placed in your office right above the couch, so when guests sit dead in the middle of your couch, you look on their left shoulder. This is the image that's always there. So that's how I have so much knowledge of it.
No, absolutely. I love that cover. Definitely key placement in the office. But all right, Devo, you're up.
Yeah, even like going off what he was saying too, based on the albums, that are kind of placed around the couch on podcasts. I'm just gonna run with PTSD, but not even the regular PTSD cover by Gierro, but the deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
I like the regular American flag on the original one, but the blue I think on the secondary one is fire.
The
But
deluxe fire.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Just in general, the way they flipped it a little bit too.
I think it made people. I think like deluxes is a good topic because the deluxe cover can't be weaker than the first cover.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? So it's like when they make them adjustments and the deluxe come out, it's like damn, they put some extra into it. They had to make that bitch pop differently than how it was the first time. And it's crazy because some people be having really good regular original covers. So it's like when they finally pop out with the deluxe, it's like damn, you ain't even know the cover could get better than that. You know?
Around the same time as PTSD, funny enough, Dirk drops the Just Cause Y'all Waited 2.
Mhm.
And then when he flipped it blue for the deluxe, I don't even think about the red one anymore.
Oh,
at
yeah.
all, funny enough.
The blue one, my favorite one for
Yeah.
sure.
Same like
I agree.
same with PTSD. Like I really think about the teal one honestly. I mean I like the original too, but even some of like the the rollout of like the street marketing and stuff too, seeing like the teal flag actually like being pasted around too. It's just nostalgic to that too. It's good reflection of what Chicago is, what it was at that time too. So that's definitely
And he's got Cap Guns on the deluxe.
Facts.
Shout out to Herb for playing Cap Guns live at the 10-year anniversary show.
He did not sing a single word.
He didn't.
He didn't.
It
was up there like
it was a Cole request, and I'm glad Cole requested it because we all love it.
I love that song.
I'm crazy request.
No, yeah, he was like, Herb almost didn't believe him at first, and he was like, "That's your request, twin?" And Cole was like, "Yep," and that's the last one he played. He definitely didn't sing a fucking word off of it, but he didn't need to because we were doing it.
Now that I think about it, when Herb was playing that song at the show, that was the last time I saw Cole before I saw him on the balcony.
Dun, dun, dun.
Man.
I saw him take one big swig of that 1942.
Honestly, that song might be the reason that his ass got in that mode because he was chilling all the way up until that came on, and that's his shit. So when it came on, I'm like, damn. I'm like, where's he at? I look up, he on the balcony.
That was such a
yeah.
Let's talk about that really quick. That was such not even for the podcast, we don't want to include it, but that was such an interesting moment. Tone and Joe put together this little what would you say, tribute or whatever?
Yeah, Joe comes up to me while I think Landon's performing at the show, and he's like, "Yo, can you get all the guys down to the balcony? We're gonna not the balcony, the stage. When I tell you, just so that we can have everybody on stage, we're gonna do a tribute with Cole, just with all the guys." I was like, "Yeah, just let me know when." So I get the text message, and it was like, "We'll do it after Ski's set." So as soon as the headliner's done, we'll all come down there. It's like 11:15, 11:30ish. I gather all the guys. We come down there. We're getting ready, and they start playing the Mac Miller song, "The Best Day Ever." And I'm looking. I'm like, where the fuck is Cole? I look up, and he's on the balcony and shit. At first, I'm thinking he's looking at the TV or the screen on stage, and we're like, oh shit, this is gonna be a dope moment. He's gonna come down, blah 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 blah. And then we're like, is he about to jump? What the fuck is going on? Yeah, no, it was legendary. I mean, it's like, you got to think about the anniversary shows we've had in recent memory. The 9-year show was crazy. I mean, we had a crazy lineup, crazy lineup on the 10-year to cap it off with him jumping off a balcony. It's forever going to be known as the show where he jumped off the fucking balcony. Yeah. Legendary. We're going to look at it 40 years from now and be like, you remember when you fucking jumped off that balcony at Salt Shed?
10 years, he had to come like that. So
Had to.
All right, Tom.
With my fourth pick, got to go Kids See Ghosts, Kanye and Kid Cudi. Interesting time in both of their careers for sure. A lot of stuff happening outside of music, but kind of coming together after years of Kanye trying to help other good music artists try to push out like 7-song albums. Just kind of changed even what the definition of an album is. But I remember just the combination of these two for 7 songs that I really, really enjoyed. Murakami doing the cover, which was legendary. And yeah, man, honestly, same thing with the Acid Rap and the Gambino album cover. Very, very warm colors, pastels, very just memorable cover to me. So
yeah, even Murakami like doing another cover, going back to like what we were saying before, like even the old school Kanye stuff. He'd been doing a lot of his art, and a lot of people might have been hit before, but if you're in Chicago and you weren't keen or like knowing about art, Kanye kind of was like, your first introduction to Murakami pieces and stuff like that too. Sure. So what I mean.
For sure.
Yeah, that was a great pick.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one for sure. But if I'm going off me personally,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to throw in Dirty Sprite 2 by with Future.
Great pick.
Very recognizable for sure.
Very recognizable. You feel me? Motherfuckers just like I'm just now seeing like I don't know if it's fake or not, but I remember somebody like seeing a meme where like I could see a face in it or something like that. I don't know, but other than that. Just from the art, just the art itself, I'm a fan of like art that cover art that got color schemes, certain color schemes, and like the way the purple and the blue and everything like pop out. Like I really get this was a time when, like I said, when this dropped, I remember exactly where I was and how I felt when I was listening to this album, and I just think that this is one of them. This one of them albums that a lot of people might not even know influenced a lot of the rappers that they fuck with today. You know what I'm saying? So. It's important. I think it's important to the culture for sure. And then my next one, I think I'm gonna have to go with the next one. I'm gonna have to give homage to some shit that I'm fucking with recently, just cause it's today, I feel like cover art is so important, and I feel like a lot of people overlook it. But I feel like for what's going on today, I feel like this is a crazy cover art just based on the sound and everything else that comes with and the branding. And it's gonna have to be Afterlife. So Afterlife came out. I fuck with Afterlife just cause like that little whole exoskeleton, like, you know what I'm saying, type of that vibe to it that it got right there. Like I feel like, you know, people be scared of doing shit that's like simple, dark, you know, black and white covers, because it's like it's hard to make that pop. It's hard to make that look like a good cover. But I feel like, especially for the vibe that was going on, I feel like this was one of the hardest, like, up to date covers for everybody that's like, you know, making music in today's game. And I think that it was so on brand with all the tracks and the vibe that I was getting when I was listening to it. I'm like, damn, I got to put this up there on my list. I ain't gonna lie. So it just deserved to be mentioned to me. You know what I'm saying? That bitch hard.
No, that's fire too, because even like going into like the production aspect of it too, like Benny X kind of taking more of like a like darker, like what, you know, it's got some rock influence like aspects to it too, like
For sure.
I feel like it matched, you know, like his production before too was a little more bouncy, a little more playful, like had some more like you know, I don't know, like energetic kind of energy to it too. It was a little more live feeling with the covers too. I feel like this one definitely matched it for sure well.
For sure. I feel like, you know, the cover, for me, I feel like most covers, like, I digest albums like a movie type of shit, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like for what movie that was supposed to be like I got 100%, I got the vibe, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, it was appealing to me and everything just matched so perfectly. I just feel like, you know, they went stupid with that.
Not yet. It's a fire pick. And I like Yeet because even though he's in this pocket of making, you know, current and contemporary music that, you know, a younger generation is supposed to be engineered to like.
Right.
You know, we're close to 30 and we're sitting here like, damn, okay, we respect the fuck out of, you know, these risks he's taking. So I love that pick. For my last pick, I'm going outside of hip hop, outside of rock, but I'm going into alternative. The Currents album cover by Tame Impala, same year as Future's DS2, another super abstract album cover. But
You slid.
you know, even if people don't necessarily listen to Tame Impala or the hit songs off of this specific album, you've definitely seen this album cover for sure, whether it was, you know, reposted on Twitter, on websites, whatever, you've definitely seen it around. I think it just has that kind of virality to it where a lot of people who, again, haven't ever listened to that specific band, you know, have seen it. So that's
No, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it even gives like the same, like, I don't know, even feel like a Pink Floyd album or something too.
Exactly.
It's like, you know, it's not too much going on, but it's like
exactly
symmetrical, you know, almost the vibe, but like the color scheme of what, you know, the music reflects, you know what I mean?
for sure.
I'm not even gonna lie. I think before I even really knew about anything that they had going on, I think I seen the cover, and I think that's what made me click on their music, like the Tame Impala songs, and like obviously it was some shit that like I heard in the air. I'm like, damn, this raw as hell. What's this? That people would be like, oh, this Tame Impala, and then when I search it and I go and I see this album and I see this cover, I'm like, oh, okay, this shit interesting as hell. And then I click it and everything was just so on point. Like, I don't know, it definitely, the cover art basically got my click. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Isn't that the best though, when a cover art draws you into an artist or a group and then you become a fan off that?
For real.
It's like a movie, like you said.
Yeah,
You know, we're part of the generation of people that takes in albums fully. So the first kind of, you know, understanding that you have of a project is what you see before you even click it, you know. And even back in the day when you were buying physical tapes, like the first thing before you heard it was you held the album, you went and bought it. So like people who still appreciate the cover art and put a lot of effort into it, and whether that's to make it a metaphor for something else or foreshadow what's in the project, that's the first part, like that's the opening scene.
Yeah, but even going off that too, my last pick probably gonna go, I got a few options. Like honestly, it's a bunch of options. I wanted to do like Cameron, like Purple Haze, a bunch like that, Ghetto Boys, but just on some more, like we're saying, like movie rollout too, because the same sense of that too. Like I love the Mac album for that, the, you know, watching movies while the TV's off, or what is it called?
Watch movies with the sound.
With the sound
out.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that bitch.
But that's what I'll do every day when I'm in the studio making beats too. So, you know, in that same sense, like playing into that, I'm gonna go with Blank Face by Schoolboy Q, because, you know, I just feel like that mirrors the whole rest of the project, the way he rolled out all his videos, everything too. So it's kind of, I don't know, it almost made the album like a movie. It made just a little more like theatrical when you watching it. Like it has like a, you know what I'm saying? It got like a visual tracking to it when you actually watching it, you know what I mean? And you watch some of the actual first single videos when he was rolling it out too, just incorporating that same, like, you know, wrapped up almost like mummy looking face plays into the same like aesthetic that I like with MF Doom. So
No, yeah. Schoolboy Q's another one of those people that releases music on his own terms.
yeah, exactly.
And when we were kind of in high school coming up, releasing a lot more music than he does lately, but an absolute legend. Like even just looking at this track list and his ability to just creatively roll out and work with a bunch of different people. Obviously the proximity to Mac is super important, but Schoolboy Q's a legend.
Yeah, even in TDE too. Like I feel like because TDE was so stacked at that time, like people forgot that how raw Ab-Soul and Schoolboy Q were. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard when Kendrick is in the mix and a lot of the other people too. But they all honestly like standalone artists are crazy.
Incredible.
So
I mean, SZA, Baby Keem, like even like you said from their covers. You know, Keem's what is the one with 16 on it as the single where he's sitting on like the water with the rainbow, and then SZA's sitting on like the edge as well on her new one. Like just very captivating. When I think of SZA or Baby Keem, I think of those album covers. So very thoughtful, creative process. Whoever's the lead over there is going crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Good pick, gang.
Very good pick for sure.
All right, for my last pick, I'm going to take De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising album cover. Just everything about their packaging when I was growing up was always on point, but that cover specifically, the yellow with the flowers with the three of them, one of the most like eye-popping, one of the most eye-catching, I should say, album covers that I've ever seen. And yeah, I think probably my favorite one of my lifetime, but I took it at 5 because I knew none of you guys were going to take it.
Nah, but that's fire though, because like even playing into their colors, like, and the vinyl, the age as well, like the way it looks when it kind of like ages, it looks hard. You know what I mean?
Already look like
they were always crazy with their color selection, like the De La Soul dunks, some of the best.
Yeah, the dunks.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, like from a sneakerhead perspective, how many people they brought in with those vibrant colors, how captivating they were. People who didn't even listen to their music, like legendary. Yeah. And I can't help but think of Tyler and the Golf brand when I see like these little flowers on the cover and these bright popping. And
Tyler is a student of the game too. Like
exactly.
Tyler knows what's up with stuff like this too. So that's why, that's a good pick. You know what I mean?
Incredible. And another one of those vinyls in your office that I look at and it's like I have a lot of FaceTime with this specific one too.
I'm gonna keep it a whole bean. I don't know who this is right here, but this cover hard though. I fuck with y'all for putting me on.
No, real shit. You definitely heard some De La Soul songs.
Yeah. I probably did. I promise you.
That's what I'm saying. In that same sense, like it might not be classic to other people, but in the same like it's just got that, almost like personal feeling to it too, or like it just aged well too. Like some of the songs on it.
I don't doubt it though. It's a lot of shit that I hear in my ear and then I don't even question because I'm like I'm just it sounds should just be so official and I already like I feel like I'm supposed to know what it is already, so I never question it type of shit. Like it's shit that like comes back from back in the day, like classics that I might know word for word, but I damn near might not know who made that song for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I think this
like,
just
even like the Everyday People song. Like, that's not them, but like
right. But
a lot of people don't know who made that song, but Everyday People. Like.
For sure.
All right, let's talk about some of the album covers that maybe were in consideration, but we didn't end up drafting. We could either name some out randomly, or we could speed round it. Either one's cool with me.
Let's speed round it. Everybody pick two.
Let's name some randomly. Just say some shit pop up.
Speed round. You ready, Devo?
Run it.
Travis Scott Rodeo. The action figure cover. I love that one.
Nah, fire for sure.
90210 music video was crazy with that. But
for sure. I want to bring up Beast Mode too. Now I remember I said when we was talking about it, but now Beast Mode was a hard ass cover. I ain't gonna lie, it got its own vibe to it, and I think that Future take like pride in his covers. That's one nigga that I know like if he putting some cover art out, it's something that like creatively like I could tell he thought about it.
And it plays into that same stretch too, just like that whole run he went on during that. Like, you know what I mean?
Leading up to DS2.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. No. I'm going Love Is Rage 2, the Carter 2. Just Virgil's influence on the Uzi cover, and then
Carter 2 is important.
Carter 2, Wayne, just
that's a
fucking
great one.
ignorant as shit. I love it. Like
I'll say Carter 3, Wayne, good too. Same thing I was saying with like Illmatic playing to that same sense too. Like some of them CDs I actually had, I looked at like, we dropped the mixtape where we used a baby cover for it too. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, we slept on
a bunch of shit.
We slept on Lil Babies Go Up some. Which one was this one? Oh yeah, It's Only Me with all the Lil Baby faces on the Mount Rushmore. I'm not gonna lie, that was tough. That was super tough.
Mac Miller Faces is another one.
Faces
100%.
super hard. Yeah.
100% Miss Faces.
Yeezus, Kanye, Virgil designed that as well.
Kanye, any of the
Yeezus
college,
one, yeah.
any of the Yeezus, college dropout, graduation in particular. Is that the one when he when the bear is like it's
Yep.
in the dark? The one,
Yeah, the Murakami
That's
one.
Murakami too, yeah.
like
Facts.
which
Just playing into that too. Like,
no,
Graduation's
which
purple.
one's the one before that? Late registration.
Late registration right here.
Late registration is one of the hardest cover art. Like I literally remember how it fucking smelled outside when I was playing that
Okay.
album. Like I stole that CD from my mom and I used to pop it in a CD player. They don't even make CD players no more. I'm low key telling
College
too
dropout
much.
too though.
But yeah, college dropout for sure.
All of Kanye's covers are
Yeah.
crazy. We didn't
Even like
say,
a Midnight Marauders or something like that too, on like
Yeah.
an older tip. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't even realize how many rappers on the cover of that. Like it's Ice-T on there, Busta Rhymes. Like hella
Also,
people-
I've always loved that cover.
Yeah.
with all-
Gunna, we gotta give him his what is that? Which one?
Drip
is that?
Season Forever.
For Drip Season Forever and
Dripper
Dripper
Drown
Drown.
2.
Dripper Drown 2 is nutty. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I don't know if it's probably for show influence. There's some covers like before that came from, but I'm talking about this in particular for his album. If you even listen to Dripper Drown 2, you just like, damn, this shit sound like this, bro. Like look at that motherfucker.
Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon. We didn't say that one.
Man on the Moon
yeah,
for
man,
sure.
on the Moon,
Classic.
for sure. Same color aesthetic.
All of Cudi's.
All the Man on the Moon.
yeah.
To be honest, the
Yeah.
newest one, that cover are crazy as hell.
Thug Slime Season.
Facts.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thug Barter 6 with that orange hue around him in the middle.
Future Monster. Monster
Yeah.
was a hard, like that was like
That
the
whole
start of that
stretch,
run.
crazy, yo.
Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. That's
Yeah,
another
Gotta
Doggy
throw
Style
him.
important for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
Doggy
the Come Home the Kids Miss You Jax album, obviously it's not as
That's a clean
complex,
cover.
but it's super clean, and obviously that was his like biggest commercial step forward. Like that's the Drake features on there, and it was just very like, all right, I'm just barring the fuck up on this album.
No,
So,
actually, I like that one when he's signing them autographs. Bro.
that's what they all say.
Yeah, that's what they
That's
all
one
say.
of
is
what's
super-
popping.
That's what
Yeah.
they all say is super hard, bro. I think it's very him type shit.
Yeah, no.
Also, Welcome to Phaso Land is old. You know what I'm saying? This a classic, bro. Welcome to Phaso Land with Just the Smoke. Like I don't know what about it. It's not crazy conceptually,
that
but
same era,
when
like
you-
you're saying, that
that
mixtapes.
feeling that you get from them mixtapes is different. You know what I'm saying? It's important. That's it for me though.
Yeah, as I say,
Cool. You
I
guys
think
ready?
I'm
we named a
good.
bunch for sure.
Views by Drake, and I'm done.
And Drake,
iconic.
Drake is obviously that it's just too easy to put Drake in there,
Yeah.
so we just not even going
What's
through
the
that.
other
but
Drake one?
Take Care.
Top right. Yeah, Take Care. That's
Take
a
Care.
great cover.
Yeah.
We gotta appreciate. Take Care is up there for sure. Take Care could have been number one on this list if I'm being dead ass.
Yeah,
So
that and views in terms of virality, especially like
When they dropped Take Care, they were walking around with like Drake cutouts in Chicago, like his promo team and shit. Like you
Literally.
could take a picture like under his fucking cutout as a Take Care back in the day, long as hell ago. Like
All right, cool. That was fun.
Yeah.
We'll do this again sometime. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want us to draft next. And until next time.
Peace.
all right, y'all.